Here on the twitch.tv/the playing the Modulus beta demo today. This is a factory automation game that I've been looking forward to, and if you're hanging around on Twitch waiting for this stream, I had some technical issues that's gonna cut our stream time a little short today. So my battery UPS started making a noise, and as I was trying to sort that out, I accidentally turned off the computer, cut the power to it, and then when I rebooted it, a bunch of stuff wasn't working. It took me a while. Well, I kind of accidentally realized that my keyboard mouse monitor switch between my computers had decided to just reset. So after like trying to diagnose it for like 20 minutes, eventually I just pressed the button and bam, it fixed. Very silly, very silly. Anyway, it's the morning. I haven't done a morning stream in a while, and we're doing some variety today. This is a demo, by the way, for a game that I'm looking forward to. Just type my name in here. Yeah, looking forward to this now. Get to sit down, relax, stop worrying about the computer because all that stuff's fixed. Let's play Modulus. So it's a factory automation game without recipes. Interesting. Your goal is to construct a large number of buildings assembled from modules. These buildings will produce valuable items, which in return will expand your factory even more. Sounds very familiar, right? So we played a lot of these factory games lately. This one just looked like, you know, it had a level of polish and intrigue about it, which is why I want to play it today, but it kind of struck me as a cross between Shapes and Factorio, perhaps. Maybe less so Factorio. 8Brover says, alright X, give me time for the eyes to open. It is early, it is early. Welcome, Unit Grow Plus. Huh. Let's run a test protocol on your sensors. Try adjusting your camera WASD, click and drag the right click and then scroll wheel for zoom. Okay, we've done all three of those. Then we've got to start our first production line. Okay, so we've got poly rock that allows us to make cubes, and we can rotate the placement by pressing R. So there's your placement. Where am I putting it though? It wants me to click down here. Extractor. Seems to be what I have. So where do we put this thing? Maybe it is here. Okay, you've got to get the rotation correct. Did start to wonder. These are like ghostly representations of what we've got to do. Alright, next one over. That goes there. What is that, by the way? I kind of blitzed over that a little. That's the furnace. Melts polyrock fragments and modules into cubes. 8 polyrock is converted to 1 cube, which is 64 voxels. 1 polyrock is considered 8 voxels. Fair enough. Conveyor belts. We know how these work. How does rotation work here, though? How do I get the corner piece in? Is it click and drag? Right, it's click and drag. And then we put that on the other side. Right, so we get all the little rocky bits, and then we get these packaged up things on the other side of the furnace. Nice. Inspecting the module. Before we know what to craft, we need to take a closer look at the module. Click the pinned module on the right of the screen. Okay, using the cut. So this is really similar to the Block Factory one, I think, that we played a while ago. My American ass set alarms for my proper morning times, thinking I would watch your stream then. Says Sad Noble Storm. Welcome to the stream. Mixanu, welcome as well. We've got a lot of familiar names in the chat. Expelled Winter, welcome. Alright, using the cutting operator, let's try placing down a cutter and configuring it to cut the module we need. Tip, to enter an operator, make sure the selection tool on the left side of the screen is enabled, you can quickly switch to it by pressing the right mouse button. Is that there? Selection tool. So if I had something else selected and then I right clicked, it would come back to that. Okay. Here's the cutter. So what did it want me to do? Like click on it. Oh, that's it. Just click on it. Now we're configuring the cut. From cube to module. To get from a cube to any module, we need to perform some operations on it. Let's cut a cube into 2 halves, then we'll assemble those pieces back so the new piece matches the dimensions of the module. So yeah, cut it in half and then glue it back together. That's interesting. How long have I been live? 6 minutes. I got a hot cup of tea. You know me. First one of the day. We get to share this together. Hakanai says, my Australian ass. What's it with asses today? Gets addicted to every goddamn variety game you stream, so I'm closing my eyes, right? Well, I do, you know, like, this is the thing. Watching other people play games can let you figure out which ones you like, but, like, we obviously have a similar taste, it would seem, right? So, no surprise. I have to say, though, I'm getting fatigued on these kind of games. They're getting a little repetitive, and a lot of them are coming out early access. So, like, you play that first little bit of the game, and then I kind of lose interest because it's like I've seen this all before. This one, you know, it feels like it's got its own sort of polish and opportunity to be different. This is okay. This is what are we looking at here? Like, that? Yeah. Okay. So, cut. Like, we're not removing anything. Cut them into that size. This. Get 3 and a 1 left over, or a 4, which is nothing. So. Interesting. I was wondering if there was more to do when you're inside of the machines, configuring them. Thought that looked kind of interesting about this. Then we've got the assembler. Gonna go ahead, put that into there, and then probably click on the I mean, I'm not even reading the bits at the top now. The assembler requires 2 inputs. Use a splitter to send 2 modules. Oh, right, no, that's the thing. Okay, yeah, so put a splitter in. You can put it over a belt, I guess. Set up the assembler by dragging and dropping the input modules into the central construction area. Arrange them, rotate them until you've assembled the module. And how does one rotate? That is a good question, isn't it? Does appear to be some sort of instruction here. No, wait, maybe I click on that? Aha. Okay, then. That's interesting, because this looked like one of the more inviting things about the game, but now that I can see what you have to do, I mean, that was very simple. You go in and just tell it, and then everything else will come out the same way, so... Not so sure that's quite as interesting as it looked in the trailers and stuff. Great job creating your first module... Wait, what am I reading here? Great job creating your first module. Modules are the basic building blocks of any building. Let's begin construction of a grey core facility. Wow. Grey core. I mean, look down here though. There's a lot of stuff in this game. This might be where we get something more interesting out of this experience. Let's go ahead and place that down then. Grey core factory small. Got to put in the belt. Belt seems to just run across the front of it. Interesting. Inspect the grey core facility. Click the grey core facility. Cranes link conveyor belts to buildings. Right, okay. Anyway, let's click on that. Oh, so we add a crane from here at the front. What happens? There we go. Add a crane. How many do I want? 2. And now they're taking those things in. As we can see though, it wants some other modules. Examine the second module, click the pinned module located on the right of the screen. So now we've got to go build that. Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like you could probably make it from this shape. Let's rotate that. Make a cutter. Configure the cutter. Different rotations yield different results. Yes, they would. They would, wouldn't they? Aha. I think I need to reset it one more that way. There you go. We got it. Okay. Maddie, welcome to the stream. Golden Think says, never up this early. Glad to be here. Glad to have you. So we've got to hook up 2 cranes for the second module. I think this feels a bit strange to run the belt all the way across, but I'm going to guess that maybe the crane can reach out to here. Ah. So it's all designed to teach you stuff, isn't it? Harvest pad and drones. To collect items from a building, deploy drones. Place a harvester pad and link it to a building. Drones can fly over structure and conveyor belts, so placement is flexible. Is there a cost to, like, building any of this stuff, or did you just pop it all into existence free of charge? Let's collect the building items. The core facility produces grey cores, which will be essential in crafting grey bots. Place a link and harvester pad to the building. Maybe we click on this. Assign drone to building. Now we build a belt by the looks of it. Next we'll need the grey bot assembly. Okay. So now we build the second tier one. And then we go attach the cranes, I'm guessing. Add that. This time you can extend them out even further. Cores are going to be needed by the building to create bots. But production can only start if the building is completed. Makes sense? Ah, do we also need these now? Good spaghetti. What's this? You can now understand the basics of construction and production. You're free to create your own production lines to deliver modules to the bot assembly. The GNN doesn't appreciate inefficient design. Don't make a mess. Fair enough. I think that's the end of the tutorial. Let's start to minimize some things here. So, are there 2 entirely new objects that I want? We've got a tech tree up here. What's that? Available in full game. Maybe there's like upgrades and stuff. Well, those things are getting delivered over here. But it doesn't seem to want them. Right? Like it asks for different modules. It's kind of weird. Deliver the first module of the grey bot assembly. That's the grey bot. Huh. Maddie says, all spaghetti is good spaghetti, except spaghetti with ketchup. Spaghetti with ketchup sounds disgusting. Yo, Blaze Junkie 82, thank you for 105 months of support. Absolutely amazing, my dude. Crazy how many of y'all are up in the 100 club now, right? It's bonkers. Thank you so much for the support, my dude. Well, I'm warming my hands with this cup of tea. Why did it want us to put the cranes on this thing if it doesn't use them? That feels a bit odd. It says use 2 drones to deliver the cores to the bot assembly. Which we did. Deliver the first module of the grey bot assembly. So I've got to bring more stuff over here. I've got to make that. That thing looks like it's been painted. And I've got to make that. How was the new music that I listened to the other day? What new music was that? I listen to new music all the time, dude. Yo! Plutonic Streams! Thank you for 6 months with the Prime. Got some free Prime so I can finally say I used a Twitch Prime sub. Awesome. Thanks for using it on me, my dude. It also gives you access to our Minecraft Patreon server. Just in case you didn't know. I say it so much, but like, you never know who's watching and who doesn't know. But thanks for the support. Have I listened to the new Ghost album yet? Yeah, I did. It's funny because, like, for some reason I missed it on my release radar. Spotify told me there was a new Ghost single, and I was like, I fancy listening to a bit of Ghost. And after the single finished playing, then a bunch of, like, other songs by Ghost were playing that I hadn't heard before, and I was like, have they got more songs than this out? So I go look it up, and I'm like, oh, it's like they got a whole album out, and it just started shuffling songs from the album, right? So I was like, well, that's fortunate, because I definitely want to listen to that. I'm looking at that, I'm thinking it's 2 of those, right? And then this one here appears to be that thing painted. So what if we took the overflow from here? So the machine... I think the cutter would be one. Put a cutter here. Yeah, so those things can come round. And then we do some rotation or something here. That one? What do I want again? I want to cut it in half. Is there a way to cut it in half the way that I want? Maybe, maybe with that it is. I don't think it is. I don't think it is possible. Unless we have to, like, cut and assemble. Oh, wait. Hello. Is that it? I think that's the shape I want. It is, but what if I... do that? Yeah. Now it's the right way. Okay, let's configure that. So when I create some belts... do I have a belt removal thing? I think I do. No? Yeah, there we go. We got one of those. Alright. Let's drag it like that. Should be able to right click to clear, yep. I add a crane. Now I'm not sure how far it stretches out. Apparently that far. Oh, no, apparently I built 2. So it'll come all the way out there. That looks like it will slow down the input. That's interesting. For the second module of the bot assembly, we've granted you access to the monotoner operator. That has got to be what colors it, right? And it says it makes them black or white. So monotoner over here. And then we'll go to there and just hook that crane up. Paint it black. Oh wait, which one am I painting it? It's a toggle. I think I'm painting it black based on the color of the building and the fact that we got some over here. That's good. Yo, we got Thomason here for 2 months. Appreciate you, my dude, using the Prime as well. Don't quite know how it's been a month already. Clearly been too busy on Let's Play Minecraft together. Awesome, you've been playing on there, right? That's great, man. Hope you're having a good time on there. I'm looking forward to getting back on there and doing some Nether challenge at some point. In the resettable Nether dimension. They got the data pack with the custom biomes and custom structures, which I think are going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks for using the Prime, my dude. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy playing on there. So I can add a crane. How do I get rid of an existing crane, right, where I've goofed up? Not really sure. Maybe the delete. Yeah, you can delete a crane. Okay, we're learning. So good. Dang it, you did it again. Okay, let's right click on that. Add a crane. Click and drag. Hey, we did it. The duplication tool? Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Now we're going to start scaling up. What are we scaling up though? Because like it doesn't make sense to actually scale anything up at the moment. What does it want me to do here? Place down at least one extra grey core facility. It's that thing there. So if I just use it to copy paste, will it leave me alone? And now I've got to copy paste that, maybe? Oh, I see. So can I do that to assign it to multiple? Okay, looks like I have done that. The Greybot assembly produces Greybots. Collect them with a new harvester pad and deposit them with the space depot. Okay, that's the same building, isn't it? So like if I put one there, we'll just imagine that it goes and puts it on the belt. This might have been a bad idea. I think it wants us to collect them for this. Yeah, Greybot assembly, it's the other one. So do that and link it to there. And then put it into the depot. Well, you know, I guess it still gets there. That's what I was trying to do. Place the I've done it. I've placed the depot. Although that's a depot. What about a space depot? Maybe we have to wait for the bot to arrive. How close are we to getting a bot? Not very close. Well, gotta wait for for those ones to slowly tick up. Autumn in the chat, you tried the game a few days ago. Fun stuff for a bit. Yeah, did it just become, you know, like sort of same as all the other games, right? Because there's a lot of these automation games coming out. And I've passed on quite a few of them. This one caught my attention because it just looks a little bit more slick and well produced than some of the others. But so far, very similar gameplay style. I think Block Factory is the one this feels closest to, and that one was really well done. Gigi V, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you. I feel like with a familiar experience in a game like this, one thing that can really aid it is having like the aesthetics in place and, you know, good music and like a vibe, right, that you enjoy playing that game in. And I think Block Factory had a really good vibe. Well, I think we've wait, now it needs less resources. Maybe there's an initial cost. Because it hasn't quite created 2 bots, so maybe it delivers 2 at a time. It feels similar to Dyson Sphere Program. That's the one. That's one of the really highly praised ones that I haven't gotten into. I have listened to the soundtrack a lot because I brought the game, although it's not in my library anymore, which is really weird. It disappeared from my Steam library. Congratulations on delivering your first bots. You are now officially operational under GNN command. The Grand Neutral Sorry, the Grand Neural Network expects you to fulfill its orders and has high hopes for the Unit Grow Plus 1. What? Why am I called Unit Grow Plus 1? Right, anyway. What are we going to do? We can upgrade buildings. So you'll temporarily stop production, but after you will produce much more. Alright, looks like we're still learning. We got a print factory, which does the blue pigment refinery. Okay, print factory. Yo, Cublex, good to see you, my dude. 96 months. Hello, haven't watched in a long time. Dude, 96 months is a long time. No, I'm messing. Let's see you again, my dude. Yeah, I haven't streamed in the morning in a while, right? So, not surprised there. But, welcome, welcome. Ah, look at that. Right, so it's one of those, okay, look at that. We have to make blue pigment for other stuff. What are these down here as well? Blue buildings? So, like, you start with grey, then you paint stuff blue, and you make blue buildings. I think I'm seeing a bit of the tech tree here. Also, it said something about wanting blue crystals. I like it. I like the layout here. This is interesting. But it's not telling me where to put this. So I'm going to go put it over here and regret it later when I run out of space. I think, yeah, these are going to be quite challenging to make. I tell you what, what is it? It needs blue hexacrystals. Am I building the wrong thing here? The print factory? I think I'm building the wrong thing. There's no print factory. Oh, actually, over here it says upgrade at least one building. Let's look at that then. This thing looks like it's already had an upgrade. Upgrade? Production level, something ×3. So when we upgrade it, I think it just uses the same modules. That's what it looks like to me. What if we upgraded something like this? Can this be upgraded? No. The furnace can't. Well, you click on that and you go inside of it. Okay, so it's just these big building things that can be upgraded. So this one here could do it as well, I guess. Go on then, we'll run that upgrade. Looks to me like this one's soaking up all the resources now. Ulo Unkel says, this is so Dyson Sphere inspired. Wow. Well, I haven't played that one to know specifically what you're talking about, but there's the whole upgrading of a building using resources, like Dyson Sphere, because you can say this is like Factorio, you can say this is Shapes, right? But like, it like depends on which one you've been exposed to first. That becomes your reference point. When you were like in these automation games and you played all of them, then you start talking about like which styles they're closest to. This is really close to Block Factory, I think, so far. But I don't like the way the tech tree is laid out. Is that your resource extraction and management, whatever you want to call it, is now feeding into upgrading, which is something I haven't actually seen before. That might be a Dyson Sphere thing, I don't know. Does it not say how long builders take to upgrade? There's too few numbers for a building game. But it's a demo, I guess. I mean, it's on the screen, so you can kind of see. I guess it tells you what it needs, so depending on the production speed, you can figure out how long it takes, right? And this thing's almost done now. Like one more block. There you go. And it gets taller. Now, let's see what the upgrade cost is for the next bit. I got to deliver 50 grey bots now. So we sped up our core production. It's the same amount for like the next type. However, it looks like there's a limit to the production level. So yeah, we're 2 of 3, so you can't upgrade. You can auto upgrade. So once you put one of these down, yeah, okay. I'm thinking that the copy and paste here in this game probably needs to be taken advantage of, to enjoy it a little faster. So one concern though is if we go back to the extraction element in this game, I can't put these just anywhere, so you can't just copy and paste them. And I don't see where else we build these, because whatever these textures for these blocks are down here, that's the only place they are so far. If we head out, I don't see anything out here that suggests we can do more extraction. So if we go specifically back to here, we can kind of see it looks like it's slowed down, but not really. You know what? If we look at these things extracting, we can see that actually, yeah, we're not using all of this production capacity. So where would I best be able to siphon some of this off? Maybe if I do that. Can one of those feed enough? It can. Can I flip this? I can rotate, but I can't flip it. Doesn't matter. Let's go drag a belt this way. Gotta learn some of these hotkeys. So I could start to copy paste this cycle right here. And even still, it looks like you could get more out of this, right? That's 4 of them slowing down a little bit. Let's go back to there and do that. Copy this. Sort of put it on a different side, but you know what? No, I don't think we will. C for copy. Okay, we'll put it there, because then we've got the splitter. We'll have a splitter. We'll have this thing. And then same dealio here. So now we've just copied that production line. And we're ready to put it into another one of these buildings. Now we actually already have one. It asked me to make another one, and then I was like, why? I think I'm going to delete this and move it. Yeah, sure, refund. I don't know quite how that works. Do I actually have a resource cost somewhere for this stuff? I don't think I do. Yo, Tack Bannon, thank you ever so much for the 2 months, my dude. Appreciate you coming in and resubscribing on a Saturday morning. Hope you're enjoying the stream, my dude. Maddie says, oh, wait, I read that message last. The belts with only 1 lane and the inserter thing that take things out into a building are exactly like DSP. Ah, these buildings. Okay, got ya. Yeah, DSP was one I wanted to get around to playing at some point. I have a feeling I might be like a little exhausted with this genre by the time I get around to it, you know what I mean? Okay. Looks like we can actually fit that in there. Drag that across. It's all connected. Okay, so just feed this input. And what I want to do with this one is just put it on the auto upgrade. Yo, we got a sub bomb coming in. Give me 1 second. Let's auto upgrade and let that thing do its thing. Ishan, thank you so much for gifting subs, my dude. I appreciate your generosity. We got Shogorath Shaped Damber. What a name. Astan83, Coco, Violet Love, Lingonberry, Selena Beaner, Anti-Brint, Miss GVS, Arthur Dent, Roseberria. Thank you for gifting the subs again, my dude. If you just heard your name being read out loud, you have been gifted a sub. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. And did that kick off a hype chain? We got the hype emotes in the chat. Let me know if it did, mods, and I'll play the animation. This reminded me of something. No hype train. Oh, okay, got ya. This reminded me of something. I was watching Martin in the Hermitcraft charity stream reading off the names. That guy is amazing at doing it, right? And then it reminded me of reading out gifted subs. And I think someone, like, back in Season 6 gifted 100 subs. And I, like, did my very best to sit there and read it. And I was thinking about it, like, you could like really like try and hone in and read names as fast as you can. Like, you have to get your brain into like focus mode. And so yeah, I was just wondering, like what if it were like a challenge? Like, you give every hermit a list of like 100 names and see who can read them all the quickest. But yeah, I've definitely like read names, and like you're sort of, you're in the middle of streaming, you're thinking about something else, and it's, you know, you do all right. But then other times it's like you really like put all your attention on the list of names, and you can actually like process it a little quicker and read them out. Right, one thing I think we have to do is tell this thing to get drones from there. Which you might not do for a while because it's upgrading. Kind of looks like it's got a bit of an issue here with one of the materials. Did I just like miss? Oh my god, what happened with the belt there? I didn't miss anything. I didn't screw up. Don't call me a derp. Right, so we have to produce 50 grey bots. Grey bots are, I guess, currently throttled. What happened to our production? Has it actually... Okay. This actually makes a lot of sense, right? So, it was essentially backed up when we split it into two. So now less stuff comes through here. That's fair enough. Now this thing is just going to continue taking them to make those cores. Those cores are going to come over here. I don't know how much this holds on to, though, if they'll back up. Because when they back up, that's when the materials come through to over here. And we start to make more of them. So, here's what I'm thinking. Wait, what are those things? This might be the perfect time to discover this. That's where they are. Okay. Oh, there's loads of it. Okay, good. Now we know. I mean, these first ones were like in the white space, so I wasn't really looking there. Right. So, okay, so we can scale what I just built up again. I think what's interesting about scaling it up now, though, is that you got this like slim production line, but then you got this big fat object at the end of it. So, like, do I want to feed more? I think I probably do want to feed more of these blocks into there. For now. Decisions, right? Let's start with scaling this up and see where it goes. So if I go and copy all of that and then just... we'll copy that first. Then we'll place it here. And then we'll click on this building and add more cranes. Add crane, like for there, and then for there. Yeah, so we should probably be laying these out so that like 4 of these lines feed into one of those. But for now, we're learning, people. Chill out, mate. I know it's not as efficient as it could be. I'm learning. Right, we'll take that. And we'll double it up again here. Except it doesn't like that, and I think it's because... yeah, there's like obstacles in the way. Okay, we'll go there. Right, so we have given ourselves ample opportunity now to succeed. We'll go take an extractor. We want 1, 2, 3, 4 for one belt. 1, 2, 3, 4 for that belt. 1, 2, 3, 4 for this belt. Let's go belt them up. Just like that. Just like that. And one more. That was a bit quirky. What are these things that it's added? Wow, they were connected, whatever they were. Right, now, this thing should be going a lot faster. Which it appears to be doing. And that thing there now needs something or other. Let's do auto upgrade. So when we copy paste, it doesn't do that. This thing's gonna go over there. It might be that you kind of want one for each building. I don't know, but we're just learning. We're just learning. So this thing is yet to... Okay, you can have 4 drones assigned per building. That's interesting. It's yet to look like the grey cores are like backing up and then they stop taking them from here. When that happens, we should see items go through here. And we need to add this processing to these buildings and feed it into that one. I mean, this whole thing is messy, but once we learn the production line, like, I think you could probably make this look a lot better. Which is part of the fun, I think, at this point. A factory must grow. Mustn't it just? Background belts, probably. Background belts? Underground. Oh, you can have underground belts. Awesome. The belt dragon is nice. Reminds you of Shape 2. Yeah, it's well done. Sometimes you play these games and the belt dragging isn't there and it's a little annoying because you're like, it's in another game and it was really good. So yeah, this thing just continues to soak up resources, right? I could turn it off, but I kind of want to find out what happens. Are we going to back up? Like, that drone is now sitting there, right? No, it's taking them. I feel like it's probably not actually storing them in here because we can't see anything. It might just be like deleting them. So I'm going to turn that off. And then we should see these go through to there and then we'll start producing more of this. Okay. Right, we've got very little space to work with here. Let's see if we can do some, like, conveyor belt merging. So we go up here. And then we've got to make sure we get the same one. Which happens to be the opposite side over here. Of course it is. Make my life nice and easy. So what about this underground belt thing? Like, I think there is a need in this game to move things across the belts. Drones actually serve that purpose. Ah. Oh, yes. Now I get it. I guess they sort of go under and then up again. Okay, so now we have... yeah, move those things like so. Let's go copy this, rotate it. Which is which? The standing ones on the outside. I kind of want to flip that, actually. We'll go ahead and put that one there. This is looking so messy, but I love it. It's like a beginner level Factorio we're on right now. Okay. That doesn't look right to me. Like, shouldn't they be going through already? Oh, are they the wrong way round? How did I manage that? They were the right way around originally. I guess I got it wrong. Let's look at that again. Yeah, okay. That's better. There you go. Alright. So then we got to go under and around and merge. And that one's got to merge. And that means that we are now doing this stuff significantly faster. Brilliant. Okay, and we're up to 13 out of 50. We've got 3 more on the way. See, here's probably not a bad time to do an upgrade, right? And then we'll produce them faster in the long run. Maybe we go do the same thing again for this factory. I'm not sure. It's still in the upgrade. In fact, it just finished its upgrading process. So now we're probably more likely to have overflow. This thing can probably produce these that we need here now. So if we go ahead and disable this factory because of the way we think that these drones are, like, soaking up the resources. Have I made it clear, and does anyone have an opinion on this? I think, like, when this is backed up, it feels like they continuously take the cores, drop them in, but they just don't go anywhere. They, like, disappear. It could be this thing is stashing them and has, like, a storage capacity, but does anyone else see that? Because that's what I'm seeing, and that's why I've turned off these 2 factories, because now they will just exclusively work on this. Okay, I was about to say let's build another one of these buildings, but if we go and add a crane there and here, can these just crane things in faster if there's multiple cranes? Yep, looks like it. Interesting. So if I do that... Oh. I'd say at this point right here, I'm starting to like the quirks. And learning about how each of these things work. I reckon we could have some fun making some big factories with this kind of stuff. So look at that. Now we can really, like, take in the resources a lot faster. This thing is currently upgrading as well. So if we click on it, it's not producing the grey bots yet. I think we should just go and... Oh no, we're on max production level. Okay, so that's it. Alright, so its next bottleneck might end up being this bit over here. But again, if we come over here and add cranes, now it can take those things in a lot faster too. And then it's delivering them over here to the depot. Good stuff. This thing is now, like, spitting out a lot of these, even though that thing's going back, like, a lot slower. I think it was actually storing items in it. Can you buy more space to place buildings? I haven't seen that yet. The potato spade says, I think the drone part does have a buffer, but it doesn't tell you, obviously. I remember reading it somewhere. Well, considering it doesn't tell you might make it more likely that someone is discussing it like we are right now. So perhaps you, like, read it in a comment, because, you know, you wouldn't comment on, like, the Grey Core facility lets you create 4 at a time. It's like, yeah, we know that. So yeah, that makes sense. Like, if you're reading someone discussing this very thing and we're discussing it, could well be a thing. Right, we're very close to 50 bots. And I really like how this scaled up. I'm kind of hoping it says, right, now go to this area and start doing something over here, because one thing I'm not a big fan of in these games is sort of, like, rebuilding. It feels much better to build fresh and take all the stuff you just learned and, like, build a new system. Which we're gonna get to. We're gonna get to that. Right, oh, wait. Complete the construction of the blue pigment refinery. Oh boy, I should have been preparing for this, shouldn't I? Well, okay, let's take what we learned, right? I think I might move that. Let's look at all these extraction modules and say, we're now exclusively doing this, and this is actually separate from the previous system. I don't think any of this relies on that. So we'll go and... Can we, like, unpin? Yes, we can. Let's go ahead and pin these modules. Excuse me. Mouth burps. I seem to have unpinned one of those. Okay. Before we get too into that, let's drop back here and remind ourselves, what does this thing make again? It makes like a whole block. I think we can see that if we come over here. Is there a pause button in this game? That's like a 4x4 cube. Interesting. Just trying to think about how we make these shapes. But I think it's going to be a lot more experimentation than just like figuring out and doing it. So I don't think we're going to scale up that previous operation. But if we look at the space we have here, I think that building's going to come over here somewhere. And then we're going to probably start the construction process closer to here, because this is all a bit tricky. So that'll be for like belts to come into the area and stuff. So let's go get a group of 4. These seem to be clustered in 4s as well, I've noticed. So we'll start with that. Let's do something like that, maybe. Alright, so all of that can come out to this space. And then we need our splitter. Yeah, we'll do that. No, it doesn't like that. Wait, what am I doing here? Yeah, belt. There we go. Right. That goes into the furnace. Can these... No, these can't be upgraded, can they? No. Out comes this thing. Now we gotta turn it into these shapes. I think the first thing I'm noticing here is that these are double the width. So maybe we can join 2 of those together. We've got a cutter, we've got an assembler. I think we'll go with an assembler next. If I put that there and we put one of these in between, we should get blocks coming in. Yeah, okay, so we want to configure it, that's for sure. How do we just drop it in and tell it? Do that. That gives us our a big block. Okay, and then after that we want to put it through a cutter. I think. That's... Okay, that's... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe... I've also got to, like, separate these out and paint them is something I haven't quite considered yet. And do I want to do it in a way where we produce them all on the same line? I think that would be really nice. This has gotten quite advanced quite quick. Let's go ahead and rotate. I think that's what I want to come out of there. Because then we could paint one, fit the other for that. But that one's going to be... And then maybe the other 2 make that. So I think we'll get 2 out of 3 with this. So I probably want a splitter actually here. A splitter, and then another one for an assembler. Although, don't I need to paint? I could paint after, actually. Do I get to... Yeah, I get to rotate these things. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's that shape there. So that then needs to go into a monotoner thing. I think it was black, wasn't it? Okay, so 1. That should be that. That looks like that, right? I think we did it. So we got 1. 1 has come through, and we've got another little line to make another thing here. That's where we get that. And I think we're going to use it to make one of these. A single cube has the same volume as the thing you need. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, in that case, maybe we should make If the volumes are all the same, maybe we should just make one on each line and have 3 lines. I think that makes more sense. Let's go ahead and then remove that and copy. I guess I want to copy. I want to cut. Wait, is Z cut? That's clear conveyor belts, duplicate tool, move. Oh, there's a move. So instead of cut and paste, you just move it. There we go. So that's our first, like, assembly line just for that. So then we're going to take another couple of these and start up another couple of lines. Okay, but we've got to build all the extracting stuff first, I guess. And over here we'll do the same. Except for those last bits, that was good. Okay, so we'll take that one, come about there. I actually don't want you to connect, please don't. Nice. So look at how we've laid that out there. If we can just make the next ones in a nice compact manner, we'll be good. I think once again we need splitter, we need... Should be using copy here, shouldn't I? I've got both, or just one? I've got one. Now we're going to need the assembler. Actually, I think I can just copy paste that. I think it was the same way. So that machine there is the cutter. We, again, may just need the exact same thing. This is why I think I had that instinct to put them all on the same line, because up until that point, they all needed to be assembled the same way. And then, well, let's actually just build it without copying it now. So another assembler, maybe, is what's needed. Probably not. That one needs painting first. We do that. So that's the easy one. I think these are working, by the way. Let's go ahead. Wait, no, I think we still need the splitter, don't we? We need to split, we need to paint. We need to put a belt there, then we need to get that thing over here. And that's not how we're going to do them. That's reset, I guess. Aha, look at that. Right. Bring this one over here. Slap them together. And we got it. And we got it. In the exact same amount of space, which I'm not sure we can do for the next one. Might be worth going back and changing it further down the line. I'm not sure. So we've got that shape, and we want to create this next. Isaac says this looks complicated. It's not that complicated. It's more just like one step at a time. I feel like after that step we probably want to cut it different, maybe. Like we want to get maybe like that. That's interesting. It's the painting at the top and the bottom, because we then need to cut this again. I'm not sure if there's a very effective way to get what we want here. Actually, if I do that and I paint 2 of them... Oh, I can see potentially how this works. An assembler doesn't have 4 inputs, so I can't give it all 4 pieces with 2 of them coloured, right? That's an interesting observation, because I think I would have to make those things, like split it in half and then put them together in an assembler. So where are we at? Where are we at? So if I took them out like this, No, I want to take them out like that and divide them up. I think I know what to do. There's probably like a variety of ways you can do this. So, I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, split these into two, maybe. I think so. Let's go and put one of these machines following it, right? Just the one. The other one will do that. Now we need to assemble them, I think. I'm going to click on that. It's actually kind of assembling them the way that I want, so that's fine. Which means it's essentially the same as that, right? Which makes it kind of tempting to run it through the same and split it off here, but no. We've got 3 parallel lines. This one just goes through some more processing. Now would be a good time, I think, to cut it. Oh my god, we're going to run out of space. That is really annoying. Because I kind of plan on duplicating this a bunch of times, right? What if I built a little underground belt that went back? No, let's not. I mean, I could. Wait, I could. Hang on. Let's get fancy. So if I... Can I do that? No. But if I go like that... Okay, that's a... You might be thinking, why are you doing this, X? Well, I'm kind of thinking about that, like, copy-pasting, right? I could have maybe even used the space there. No, I wouldn't really gained anything by doing that. Okay. So we go into a cutter. Back here. That feels a little... Like... Don't need those there. Feels a little odd. This cutter... That's not what we want it to do. We want it to... Yeah, like that. Then maybe like that. There we go. That's what we want. Now, I think I need an assembler here. I think that's all I need next. There's only one output, but that thing needs 2 inputs. Now we configure the assembler, and you can actually see exactly where we're going now. Because we're going to do that. Oh, yeah. And then our output is here. Now, I will say, I've got a feeling this one might be a little slower overall, like it might throttle the input because, I don't know, something about the amount of times we split it up and join it back together again has me slightly concerned. But now we can copy and paste that and duplicate it. That's good. That's everything we need for this building. I'm going to leave that there. I could put another one in this space. And then, you know what? I don't actually think that's where we'll put it, because we want to try and get 4 inputs into this thing. Hey, look at that! It's throttled. Let's go ahead and make that active again, so that this will balance itself out. Right. We're getting close. We're getting close, peeps. Let's use the move tool. So if I put it around here, we can hopefully feed things to it on all sides, which would probably mean the best place for this one to go would be around the back. But then again, realistically, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, we just discovered something else. We've probably only got enough extraction points and space to make 2 more of these. We might even struggle because of these little bits of grass. So we're probably only going to bring it to 3 sides of this, is what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. And why can I not do that? Now I can. Thanks. Oh no, we got a mess. We got a mess. That'll probably sort itself out before long. All right. This building now needs to have cranes. 1, 2, 3. Could be that it just continues going around and more cranes here. Yeah, I might try that actually. Okay. What am I doing? Let's click on the building. Let's also have it auto upgrade. I will add another crane. 1 there. 1 here, 1 there. We'll see what that does for the items coming in. It looks like, you know, they were backed up. Maybe we don't actually need all of these extra cranes. But anyway, experiments. So auto upgrading. Our things are coming in. Now this is going to create blue pigment. And we have to complete the construction of the blue pigment refinery. That is this, yeah. Building under construction, I guess. So the first bunch of materials you feed in actually go to creating the building. Right, I'm going to stand up, peeps. I've been sat for a while now. I feel good. I think you can build over grass, just not over the water and hills. Oh, really? Dang. I think you might be right, you know. You might be right. My bad, my bad. I misunderstood. Yeah, hexacrystals. Well, what's funny is I just discovered those. Right, then we can use blue paint and stuff. I think I get it. And we're still in the tutorial phase, I believe. So, what does it want me to do? Complete the construction of a blue core facility. So what did we build a second ago? We built that. Okay. Blue core facility. Wow. That's our next goal. Slap it down. Have a look. Gonna need to pin these. Peeps, I'm gonna take a quick toilet break. And then I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Forgil says, chat, we are unsupervised. You're the supervisor! What? Don't forget to hydrate, peeps. Don't forget to hydrate. Alright, let's go undo these pins. mean, I don't know if I need to scale that up now, right? Let's look at this thing. Get these things. Oh my good God. Oh my good God. How do I make it hollow? I mean, I guess, yeah. I can think of some ways. Wow. All right. This thing is auto upgraded. Actually, it's still auto upgrading. So then it's going to produce the pigment that I need for this thing. I feel like I'm being encouraged to come into this space next. Like the output of that can just come over here. Although its output is actually done through these drones, isn't it? Yeah. So the drone, I mean, maybe the drone can fly across these gaps. Available in full game. Interesting. Little solar panels. So we've got to bring through these things. So we might as well put in the belts. Is that all we got? 2 of them. Fair enough. Oh yeah, of course we can build on the grass. We know this. I've been doing that already. And then I got all freaked out by some other. Oh my God, I left the. Why do I do that every single time? Why do I do that every single time? Professional streamer. Apparently. Some disagree, I heard. Yeah, I think I'm going to build the next thing in this space. And then maybe live to regret that. We'll find out. Alright, what about the stamper? Stamp out a selection from a module. Outputs both pieces of... I don't recall using that. Interesting. We haven't used the painter yet either. Wow, okay. What's the thing I'm looking for? Is it in this tab? It's not. It's over here. Yeah, harvester pad. So if we take those things from here and then have them on a belt going this way, I think that would be a good start. So assign that over there. Oh, interesting. You know what? You can assign multiple drones, right? That didn't go on the corner of the building. But I noticed it sort of snapped onto a part of it. So you can maybe customize where on the building it goes, because it didn't go in the corner. It made me think maybe you could put multiple ones on for a second, but no. So that creates blue pigment. And currently we're not doing anything, but why? We got all of this. We've fully upgraded. Why are we not doing anything there? We got this as well, but that stopped. Huh. Wait. This thing needs hexacrystals? To make the pigment. Oh my God, okay. Okay. I'm so confused. Right, add a crane. There you go. Pinch some from there. Pinch everything you need from over there then. Alright, okay. Now we've got this stuff coming out. Now we've got our pigment and our crystal. Our crystals might have not actually been necessary for the next step. I'm obviously confused. So we can plop this factory down and then I need to create... So I don't think it does. No, I don't think it does. This is horribly wrong. I'll leave it there for now though, because I'm just learning, right? Opal Hummel says that's what we're here for, getting ignored. I didn't ignore ya. Jeez. If you got, I mean, if you want to put a question in chat, I'll answer to it in 10 minutes if you want. I tried to do better at least. Okay. So, where do we go from here? Because I need to. I guess I need to. Ah, look. And there's blue things over here. Okay. So we can extract here and start to create these shapes. And I got the blue dye there. So I think the blue dye is going to come around, meet this stuff over here somewhere. Here we go again. Let's do it. Let's make shapes. Right, now, the thing that I notice about this is that we can probably split one of these things into that and this bit on the side. And the shape of that is like the hollow of that, which makes me think we're going to have one line for the white stuff, one line for the blue. So let's go ahead and just get both of these extractor sites set up, actually. Be a little bit hard to see these sometimes, right? So we're going to have in this space the white side. You know what? I've come out to here again, but of course we can build on the grass. Take that, Mother Nature. Let's go. Maybe redo all this. Why can't I delete? There we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, now the tree's in the way. We'll start after the tree. And I think we can probably go back and copy some of the stuff we did before, right? Wherever that came from. Here we go. This kind of setup, I think. What was that? Give that a little rotation, slap it down. So we produce the big block, then we take the big block, we put it together, then we split it up into these bits. That's brilliant. And then we need a splitter. And here's where things get interesting. I think we want that machine again just there. I think we've got to reset it, yeah. I only got the one input, right. Right, okay. What do we not like about... Oh, is that dang thing in the way? Oh my gosh. Alright, so now we've got to look ahead at the trees. We've probably got to move all of this over by one, right? Is the problem. Then we'll go ahead and delete that. Try again. Now that is what we need doubled up for that, and we need a single one for that. So, we kind of want to split it into thirds, which interestingly, if I add another splitter there, we've now split it into thirds. And the thing that I want next is this. We'll go in and we'll reset it. There you go, that's better. Then this thing just goes on top of it, right? How does one get it? Maybe you can't go on top, but you have to do that and put them side by side. Maybe that's how it works. Yo, we got Major in chat. How you doing, my dude? Is this like an advanced version of Shapes? I wouldn't say advanced. These games are like using the same ideas and they're all just like slightly different. Okay, that wouldn't be there. Wait, what am I doing? Click on that. You're watching the stream with a season 7 episode in the background. True Xisumaception. That is I mean, that is just going to be a way to not fully enjoy either, I imagine. Okay, so we got those bits of the shapes. Now we've got to do this thing. How do we do that? And what is this? What is the stamper? Stamps out. Oh my god. The way it's worded, all of a sudden I'm like, that's what I want. I was picturing doing multiple assemblies here of different cut-up shapes, and oh, it was going to be a nightmare. And then we learned about the stamper all of a sudden, so we'll go put that there. So what are we going to get out of this? We're going to get that, which is actually basically almost what we want. We're then going to run it through a cutter. But it doesn't have an input yet. Now it does. We will rotate. That's what I want. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we're going to run that into a coloring thing, a painter. Look at the size of that. This ain't compact. Okay, that's where my dye comes in. Where's my dye, man? Here we go. Go all the way back here. All the way over there. And off by one. Off by one. Yeah, no, not like that. Dang it! There we go. Alright, so the dye's coming in, then we're going to have that thing, and then we just use the stamper, and I think that just made my life a little easier. But we get two outputs. Interesting, interesting. Let's put it there. One output, one output. Oh, look at that! It fills up the fluid in the machine. Okay. Maybe I'll jump the gun here. This might not do what I want. Click and drag for the released area. I can't control the camera angle in here very well. Like, it's very limited. So, This doesn't do what I want, does it? Unless I lay it down. Like that. Oh my god, it does what I want. Oh, look at that. Bam. Except now they're like not the right way around, right? It might accept it because it's just a rotation, right? It might actually accept that. Then this one will definitely need some adjustment to be connected to that thing. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, this one was finished, right? So let's copy this machine. Where do I want to put it? Like, trying to do this in a way where it all still feels a little compact and copy pasteable, I guess. I think I'm gonna want it there. Yeah, that's what we don't want. So click on this, reset it. It will let me rotate the blocks, right? So it needs to be elevated, which is... Oh my god, you can drag it up. Okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I was going to say, that'd be wild if I had to do some other creative shenanigans to make that work. So now, I think we actually got all the blocks. There they are. There they are. Now, if I wanted to scale that up, do you know what? The output is in a really bad place. Why did I do this? Why did I do it like this? Let's get rid of all of that. Let's bring this over here. Okay. There you go. Now it's like you could copy paste that if you wanted to. That's good. We want that. Now we've got to feed those into the building, which have I got it? It's that there. Let's go ahead and move it with the move button, of course. So if I double this up and put another one, it would probably be around here, but because of that fan, I think it would need to go this way a little more. So I think we'll bring those belts out and across and shuffle them down that side of the building. So how about... Yeah, it's gonna get in the way. We have to do this one first. That's only the second bit. Very nice. And now we've got all of that. And then we'll probably go around the corner. For at least two of them. Okay, let's go add our cranes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 and 2. Let's also upgrade. And we're making blue cores. We've got to complete the construction of a blue core facility. That is this thing. So we just need all of those basic modules to come in. And it's accepting all of them. So we did it all correctly. Oh my god. Oh my god, wasn't that wild? I need to look up Choo Choo Charlie's. Sounds like an interesting name for a horror game. Says Smoky Phoenix. Thanks for letting me know what you're going to look up, dude. Gosh. It was driving me nuts. What's Smoky Phoenix going to be looking up? I bet it's a horror game. That's what I was thinking. Sorry, just dumping some sarcasm on you. The orientation of the produced part doesn't matter, so as long as it's put together correctly, says the Potato Spade. Excellent. That is what we are seeing right here, right? That is what we're seeing right here. How close are we? Pretty close. So we got less of these, although it asks for 32 of them. I have a feeling, yeah, like this one here is going to start to back up because we need less of it overall. Yay! End of demo. What? I want more content. I paid for this with my time. All right, let's see what's coming. Much bigger map. That makes sense. Now the tech tree. Okay, right. Let's take what we've seen so far and think about where we're going. Smokey says, "Hey, now others are talking about it, dude." Is it an actual? It just seems so random. Anyway, let's think about like what this game might be. So, upgrading. My fear here is that upgrading will be upgrading bandwidth, so you continuously go back and like expand and repurpose the same system. I've done that so many times in these games. I hope the upgrading is something a little different to that. Looks like your buildings and module designs can get more advanced. Cool looking buildings. Fair enough. End game are monuments. The ultimate goal in Modulus: complete the construction of all monuments in the game. Massive construction endeavors, enormous scale, pushing your factory skills to the highest level. So it sounds like maybe the gameplay loop that we've seen so far will build up to different scale of buildings, and the final ones are the monuments, which probably need a lot of stuff. Yeah. Well, that's the game then. I think it's got a really nice visual style. I think the components down here, the way you interact them, decent. Good stuff. A fair amount of it feels like it's been in other games though. I would say from playing this demo, I didn't really feel like we saw anything too unique, but it's got a very nice style. The soundtrack is a bit, I think, on the ambient side, because a good soundtrack can really like let you get engrossed in a game, right? And I don't think we saw enough of the tech tree here to get that big of a feel for where it's going, but down here you can at least see that there's going to be like purple, red, and then that's probably monuments. So there's going to be like more goals, but I don't know. It feels like where's that thing that's got a challenge that you haven't experienced in these other automation games? And I'm not really sure that I found it here. The potato space has lots of potential, depends what they add to it. Well, this is the thing. At the moment, like, I feel like it's been a while since we've had a game that adds something new to this concept, right? So there's room to add something here. I'm just not sure if they are, or they're going to be doing what all the automation games are doing at the moment. Matty says, one thing I did dislike is how tutorial-y it felt. The gameplay is great though. Well, that's because the demo gave us a tutorial. You'll probably be able to skip that once you've seen more of this. Okay, that's the main menu. The tech tree is disabled. There's a survey. I think we've seen pretty much everything here. What soundtrack, dude? I don't hear anything. It's just ambient sounds in the background. Ambient music. Maybe it needs to be a little bit higher than that. I can certainly hear it in my headphones. Very gentle ambient-y music. It's nice. It's a nice setting to play the game with. When I say it's a little bit too on the ambient side, I just mean it doesn't have like enough melody to like get into your head, which can be really good, because then you'll associate the fondness of that music with the game. It looks oversaturated here and there. The colors, maybe a little bit. I really like the visual style. It's the thing that drew me to the game. It had a very slick visual style, and therefore I thought, you know, that's a nice immersive environment to play a game in. Which, yeah, certainly felt like that. Spooky says, I do hear some music, though it falls away a lot when X is talking over it. It's ambient music, right? So, and I mean it's on the ambient side of the spectrum. Very gentle, quiet, fades in and out. Doesn't have a lot of strong melodies. I guess it depends on how much game time you have and what you're after, says the Potato Spade. I am after the next thing from the automation game, right? Because for the last few years, lots of these games have now popped up, and they're all sort of doing the same thing. This one was very similar to Block Factory and kind of similar to Shapes, and apparently shares some things with Dyson Sphere Project. But like, where's the game that's got that new aha thing in it, where you just unlock sort of a new way of thinking and challenging the player? Because I don't think I really did anything today that I haven't done before in one of these games. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And I think if you had that new aha, here it is, like the new innovation on the automation game, like you probably would have that up front and center. It probably wouldn't be like hidden after the demo. So I don't have high hopes for this game delivering anything new on that front, but it's certainly a nice game. Autumn says this one feels very much like Shapes. It will do. Have you played Block Factory though? If you've played Block Factory, like when you play Block Factory, it feels like Shapes. This one is, I think, just like a tad closer to Block Factory. I mean, Block Factory literally has these shape assemblers doing pretty much a similar thing, just in a slightly different way. You should totally check that one out, Autumn, if you haven't seen it already. It's I really enjoyed that one a lot. It feels like the one where, despite like knowing these games somewhat inside out, like you played them a lot and you get it, that one feels really fun to play still. I played it on here on Twitch, so it'll be on my second channel, the VOD, if you want to go check it out. Right, that's it then. You know, it had to be a shorter stream anyway because I had some technical issues before. Autumn, yeah, Shapes 2. I really enjoy playing Shapes 2. I guess I kind of refer to them as one thing, right? But Shapes 2 is a lot better than Shapes 1. And Shapes 1 was good fun. Anyway, yeah, let's wrap this one up. Like, that'll be it from me today. We played the demo. You know, if you like what you saw, if you're into these games, maybe add it to your wish list and check out the full game when it's out. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get on with the rest of my day. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you again, Ishan, for the gifted subs. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. I'll stream again probably Monday, maybe tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Take care.